What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Dylan here, solo tonight as I did last night for Monday Night Raw. I kept a tradition up this week and decided to go solo for Smackdown Live June 6th, 2017. Was not able to be on this review. He's out for a couple of days. I don't know exactly why, but he's flying, so he won't be able to post videos until Friday. So the rest of the gang is doing their thing. I've got my recapped here tonight. Tomorrow is Game 5, I believe. Yeah, I believe so. Actually, it's Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Hopefully, Adam and Fiddy can do that. But hockey will be on here this week as well. And then I have my Sean Kemp video coming out this week. So we still got some videos coming up for you guys, even though Mitch is missing in action for the next couple of days. So right now, sorry, I actually have my drink tonight. We're going to talk about Smackdown Live for June 6, 2017. If you guys enjoyed this episode of Smackdown, leave your comments below. Tell me how you thought about the show. Was there good character development? Was it a good episode? How do you feel about Money in the Bank? What's your excitement towards that? And just let me know in the comments. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to The Bottom Line View. Overall, I thought tonight was actually a pretty decent episode of Smackdown. I haven't been watching the last couple of weeks because usually I'm not able to watch SmackDown. I haven't been watching since the first couple weeks after Mania, I would say. I've been able to watch lately, so this was kind of my first reintroduction into the show. And those first couple of weeks were really, really rough after the Superstar shakeup. And I think they're getting into their groove now because I actually enjoyed this episode. Maybe it also helps that it's 2 hours instead of 3. But overall, I thought this was an entertaining show. And you know, it's an easy watch for me to investigate and put all these factors in here. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we see is Shane McMahon with the women's competitors for the Money in the Bank match at the show. Of course, you know, Money in the Bank. The women's Money in the Bank. Tamina, Snuka, Natalya, Carmella, Becky, Lynch, and Charlotte. Shane calls for a drum roll, and he unveils the new briefcase, the new Money in the Bank briefcase for the women. It's white with like a gold outline. I actually really like that briefcase. I mean, it still doesn't compare to Dilly Vanilli's, but I still like that briefcase. Shane talks about how the match works and how it's important, but Ellsworth cuts him off. Ellsworth rips him apart and says, "We already know what will happen to Money in the Bank." And Carmella gets in, and she says she knows she's going to win because she's the princess of Staten Island. The queen has something to say as Charlotte cuts her off, but then Natalya cuts her off, and then Becky makes a good line about, Natalya's like, "Oh, you just keep messing with your father's legacy." And Becky's like, "Well, Natalya, you just keep ripping off your Uncle Bret Hart." I like that. Becky was looking amazing tonight, by the way. Becky says she'll go on to be the first Miss Money in the Bank, just like she became the first SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Tamina says all they do is talk, but she's going to shut them up in St. Louis. And then out of nowhere, Naomi interrupts. She takes the mic, and she's about to speak her jab, which, by the way, I'm not trying to be racist, but her talk is very, very black, very Southern. It's just like, kind of gangster, and I'm not, I don't know if I like the gangster talk of, "Man, you crazy," like that's, stay away from that. Lana comes out in the middle of this and debuts on SmackDown Live. I was interested by this. I was like, damn, here we go with Lana. She's out here. She's getting her opportunity. It's the land of opportunity on SmackDown Live. And I was interested to see how this was going to be planned out here. Not a great setup here. Lana says Naomi can't compete in the match, but she can. Everybody starts laughing in the ring. Naomi's just cackling at this. And Naomi wants to know if Lana has ever beaten anybody. She'll wait. She does the Jeopardy thing. They start going back and forth. Shane stops the argument, and she says, "You know what? A title match is something you have to earn." And Lana just starts like screaming in the middle of the ring, like and then leaves. And I was like, really? This is the way we're going to debut a new woman to the roster? I get she hasn't had many matches. I think she's only had like 2 televised matches, but like, are we seriously going to stop, put somebody out here brand new and just get you laughed at that quickly. I was not a fan of that at all. Shane calls for the referee for a 6-woman tag team match, and the match was set. So we got Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi versus Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina Snuka. These girls kind of fight for a good amount of time. I would say probably 10 to 12 minutes. And then Tamina, Carmella, and Natalya win this match by Lana coming back out there to the ring and sweeps the legs under Naomi when she gets hit with a super kick right after. That's good. Seeing Lana in there messing with the champion, costing her a big-time matchup at least. And it was a good way for her to get back into it because I thought, shit, man, like we just fought this character up so quickly. But it seems like they were just kind of making the other women feel like they weren't intimidated by this new presence, and it kind of cost Naomi the match. So we'll talk about the women later on tonight. There's one more segment that we'll have to get towards the end of the show. But not a good start in terms of introducing the character, but I did like the rest of the women's performance. Becky was great. I feel like there was a lot of other good stuff there, and it was an overall okay segment. Arian thought it was a pretty bad show tonight. I don't know if it was bad. He says he likes the tag team segment. If Charlotte wins the match, I'll stop women's watching wrestling. Up the Charlotte hate, bro. It's not racist. It's not racist. I just want to put that out there. Henderson says, what women do you think will look the best on SmackDown? My top 3. Becky, Lana, Carmella. I'm going to go with those 3. I think that's a consensus top 3, hopefully. But if you guys like anybody else, those are my 3. Arian said, why the fuck was this a match for a millionth time? Yeah, this welcoming committee bullshit kind of thing. I thank God it's probably the last time we're going to see it because it's just part of this feud. But that's what I'll say there. Let's go to the next segment. We see that Shane is backstage on the phone. And he walks up into his office, and the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy is there. I'm like, I can guess where this is going. Mojo Rawley walks in, which, by the way, did he place that for symbolism, or do they just take it from it? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Anyways, he talks about what this, win meant to him when he got it. It was the biggest day of his life, of his career and everything. He thought he was going to open doors for him, but that hasn't been the case. And I feel like WWE is addressing their own problems and telling it out in the stories the last 2 nights at least. Kurt Angle talked about how that Alexa Bliss Bayley segment was trash last week. And, here Mojo Rawley is expressing, a lot of people don't like Mojo Rawley, but you can at least say that the Honor to the Giant Memorial Battle Royal was supposed to get something in his career. He even beat Jinder Mahal 2 nights later on SmackDown, but it hasn't been a big factor in his career so far. And I think they're addressing that problem. And Shane's like, you know what? I can't do much, but I'll give you an opportunity. Mojo says, that's all I want. That's all I want. He says, you know what? If you win tonight's match, you can be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. He said, great. Who's going to be against? And he said, Jinder Mahal. Mojo is getting excited. He's ready for his match because he thinks he can beat Mahal because he's done it before. So I like that segment. Mojo Rawley, not the greatest in the world, but he has a character and he has a presence. And I think he's quite fun to watch, and that's something we need a little bit more. Is guys that can be entertaining in their character, and this is more of an uplifting character that can get over, and that's a positive. And we need a good babyface as well because there's not a lot of big time babyfaces on the roster right now. So actually, in fact, I saw the stat the other day. Only one champion right now in the entire WWE, including NXT, is face, and it's Naomi. So I just find that very interesting. But yeah, decent enough segment here. AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler. The basic build-up to this was last week in AJ Styles' hometown. He lost the match, and he wanted a rematch this week. Kind of a weird build-up for these matches of the guys in the Money in the Bank ladder matches. They kind of had their own solos match tonight, besides Baron Corbin and who was the other guy? Baron Corbin. I believe Baron Corbin was the only one actually not to. Oh, and Sami Zayn. But these two matches in particular with AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler and Nakamura Owens, we'll get to a little bit later. Owens Nakamura was built up for later in the night, but none of these four guys had a promo tonight. And I was like, you're not really building the story of your big time match or this match in particular. It's like, I'm not really digging that. Not digging that. But this was a good enough match. I was actually quite entertained with the chemistry of AJ and Ziggler. I was kind of surprised Ziggler got the victory last week because I don't think of him as a contender in 2017. I did not dig that finish there, but AJ Styles did pick up the victory this week, so that's good and all. But no promo from AJ this week. I'm not really feeling these other guys. Like, what is their motive? I know next week we're going to see it for sure, but yeah. Let's go to a couple more comments we got here. Clark says, it was all right. Lana is all I need to see. You're damn right. Arian said, I like Mojo. He's a passable speaker, and he looks like a wrestler. I think so. I think that's pretty true. I mean, he's got something there, and he's got a little bit of charisma going for him, so I like that. Tyshawn said, who's your top 3 people that you would like to win the Money in the Bank? Good question. I like the questions you guys ask. For me, I thought of 2 guys that I thought were going to win, but since you want me to put 3 in there, Corbin, number 3. I would really like Corbin to win the Money in the Bank, but I don't exactly know if he's going to. I think he could do something with it. I just don't think they want him as yet, per se. I thought he was going to get an IC title run earlier this year. We saw what happened with that. Number 2 is AJ Styles. I think he could obviously benefit from having the Money in the Bank contract. He could do some things with it, maybe possibly turn heel later on in the year, get his character over, be a big time guy. Once again, number 1, I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but I think Shinsuke is going to win the Money in the Bank. I like him personally. I think he can adjust on a couple of things, especially his speaking. But I think there is reason for him to be, they want him to be the SmackDown star. They want him to be the guy. And if that's the case, they're going to give him some big opportunities. And I think in this situation, Nakamura has the biggest chance to win it. So I'm going to go with Corbin 3, Styles 2, and Nakamura number 1. Let's get back here to some of the more segments. We have Fashion Files. Fashion Files is a awesome little segment here. I love these little vignette kind of things for the last couple of weeks that Breezango has been doing. I like to call them Febreze. Come on, it's too easy. Maybe they will get copyrighted, but still, it's a way better name than Breezango. Anyways, they've been doing these like crazy, wacky segments on Fashion Files the last couple of weeks, and it's black and white, and they go to the board, and it's like the first thing you see was I forgot what it said, but it had a picture of Billy Kidman on there as like a joke. It was kind of funny, and a why annoying kind of thing. That was funny. Just some little stuff you had to see in the background. The New Day helped try to get a case. They want some info on the Usos. Breezango give it to them so that they can help them out at Money in the Bank. I wish Breezango would have gotten an opportunity to be tag team champions, because last year Heath Slater and Rhino were one of the hottest things in WWE with their tag team title run. They were interesting, they were engaging, and they got you interested. And they were a nice babyface team to really get hyped for. And they were also quite funny. And in this segment, you clearly see that Breezango wants to try. They are really trying to get this thing over, and a lot of fans like what Breezango is bringing to the table. It's just they're not going to give him an opportunity. I do like the New Day, but they're kind of stale at this point. Like, they are old fucking news at this point. So, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about this, but these segments are quite entertaining, and I hope maybe Fashion Files gets a title shot soon. Mojo Rawley versus Jinder Mahal. This starts off the second hour. Basically, Mojo wins. He becomes the 7th participant in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, one thing I did notice on the show, I don't know if they've been implementing this before, if you guys want to comment that, but I noticed it this week, is that during some of these matches, they would cut to commercial, but part of the screen would be the commercial, and the other part of the screen would be the match. I like that. They didn't do that in the main event, which was very odd. But I did like that in some of the mid-card matches. Be like, all right, here's the commercial that USA has to put on, and here's the match, so we don't fuck it up. I don't think I heard commentary through it because I was doing some other stuff, but I did like that aspect to the show. Very small, but it's good. This match basically was Mojo beating up Jinder Mahal, and Jinder Mahal would take advantage at certain points because he's a heel. Like he would have Garv go to one of the Singh brothers, go up to the apron, mess with Mojo, and he would hit him from behind and throw him into the post. And then one point, Mojo's got Jinder on his arms, and Jinder's rakes the eyes, hits him with that classic finish for the win. What is it called? The DDT kind of moving, or not the DDT, it's like the rock bottom kind of maneuver for the victory. So Jinder Mahal wins. I don't like how much offense Mojo got, or let's say the lack of offense Jinder got, because I do want to see Mojo succeed. But Jinder Mahal ends up picking up the victory because he is the heel. By the way, the modern day Maharaja, I love it. Maharaja. After the match, Jinder and the Singh brothers, they go over there. They talk. He says he reminds everybody that he is the WWE champion. Fans are chanting USA. He cuts a promo on how he will defeat Randy Orton at Money in the Bank in his hometown, and they'll have no choice but to accept him. And then he starts speaking in Punjabi to end the segment. Jinder's one of the few people in WWE right now that can get over as a legitimate heel. Like, not the boo, or not the marks cheering for him as well. Like, this guy is got something pretty rare right now, and that's by getting booed by everybody, and that's good. And we're gonna still cheer for him. Like, I personally like what Jinder Mahal's been doing since being #1 contender for the WWE champion, like a couple weeks before Backlash. But I'm interested to see what this Jinder Mahal character has brought us, and he's brought us some pretty good things. And I've been entertained. He's one of the most entertaining guys in the company right now for me, because he can cut a good promo. He can get you interested in the match. And while its work rate is not the best thing in the world, who cares? If he brings you entertaining stuff and can actually be competent in the ring, to me, that's all that matters. So the modern day Maharaja, entertaining shit. I like what I've been seeing out of Jinder Mahal as WWE champion so far. Let's get to some more comments. A lot of shit popped up. Arian says Nakamura needs a manager. I believe that. I agree with that as well. If he's still going to have a struggle with this speaking stuff, it's fine talking English just like I'm having trouble. Let me get my drink here. I have trouble still. He needs a manager. Chauncey. Oh man, I love Chauncey. SmackDown is okay as long as AJ Styles is on it. Fair enough. Arian says, why the hell is Jinder only involved in one segment? Yeah, I'm not really digging that, but still. Arian says, Jinder's the best heel in the company. Right now, probably. Bray Wyatt is also up there, but I'd say Bray than Jinder. And Chauncey comes back. He says he is a Jinder Mahal kind of guy. I like that. Renee Young is backstage with Randy Orton. She wants his reactions to what Jinder Mahal said in the ring about him. And Orton, he's been talking to the legends. He's talking to Harley. He's talking to Ric Flair. And they all told him that Jinder can have his talk. He can say whatever he wants. But actions speak way louder than words. And he's not really going to talk to Jinder Mahal because that Money in the Bank him pretty clearly. I actually like this promo. I don't think he's taking it. To me, it sounds like he's not taking him too seriously, but also he's kind of getting in the mind games factor of, you can talk all the trash you want. I'm going to bring it to the table at Money in the Bank. So I kind of want to see their interaction next week. Maybe Jinder attacks Randy Orton again, but I like the promo here from Randy Orton. The Clones versus the New Day. I did not give a shit about this match one bit. It was very long. The reason I didn't care is because the Clones aren't shit. They kind of wasted them. Like, I remember they were, beating up American Alpha at 2 days after, or the week after WrestleMania. And what the fuck is this, But the New Day win. After the match, they're celebrating until the Usos come out. I really dig what the Usos are doing with this heel character. Of course, I've said that many times. They're just really entertaining, and they've got with them being heels compared to like boring as shit baby faces. They call the old day they call the old day. I remember that fucking stupid segment. They call the New Day old news, and they talk about how they put the whole division on lock. They welcome the New Day to the Usos penitentiary, so they're going to jail. I thought that was a good comment, a good little pun there. Uso said they can joke about. They can joke just like the New Day can. They start making, roast at the New Day, saying up, down, down. But Xavier, what are those? It was kind of stupid, but it was funny. I like what the Usos can do. I don't know if they're gonna take keep the titles. I think New Day probably will take the titles at Money in the Bank, which sucks because the New Day just comes in and takes whatever they want. But we'll see how it goes. I'm liking this tag team division. I'm actually really liking this tag team division. Holy shit, I hated this next segment. I really hated this next segment. And I didn't hate it because of the words that this guy was saying. I hated the delivery of it. Backstage, we got an interview with Sami Zayn. Okay. Sami Zayn is one of the most annoying people when it comes to this kind of gimmick. He's talking in like riddles and shit. Not exactly riddles, but he's like, well, I've been studying tape and I've been watching everybody, and I clearly see what's going on with the landscape. Like, he's getting into so much specific detail. It's fucking annoying. And he's like, yeah, I've been watching match after match with these guys. The only guy I can't seem to figure out is Nakamura. And he goes over all this shit, and it's just, you have to watch the promo. His mannerisms in this promo, maybe it's because WWE's telling him to do this, and I'm pretty sure it is. But the way they have portrayed this guy on promos, even backstage, is so fucking annoying. It wasn't even that the words were bad. What he was saying was okay. It's just the way he was describing it in such intricate detail. No. And he says he's going to be on commentary, which I was like, fuck. If this guy's going to do the same shit he's doing right now on commentary, I'm out. But Baron Corbin comes to save the day. He says, you know what? What's the Dasha? He's like, Dasha, you know what? Can I get an interview? Can I ask a question to Sami Zayn? Just smacks him with the microphone. There's a ladder just apparently right there. So much symbolism right there. Hits Sami Zayn with it. Throws him into some more ladders. And Corbin says, I think a commentary spot just opened up. So he's going to take the commentary spot instead of Sami Zayn. Good. I also like that you're building up Baron Corbin because he's kind of been an afterthought here the last couple of weeks. So seeing him be a focal point of tonight is a good thing. Then we go to Shane in his office. He's on his phone with somebody talking about what Corbin just did, just laid out Sami Zayn. Naomi walks in, and basically she wants Lana. She wants Lana in the Money in the Bank. Lana was messing with her, and she says she can beat Lana. She's so confident in beating Lana, she'll even put her title on the line. And Shane's like, you serious? You want this? She's like, yeah, I want this. I want Lana at Money in the Bank. I'll put the title on the line. He gives it right away. So, by the way, I'm putting this right now. If Naomi loses at Money in the Bank, she will be one of the dumbest champions the company has ever seen. Because you didn't have to put your title on the line. You didn't have to face her. You thought you were confident enough, and you fucking lost. So you're going to be a complete idiot if you lose. I know. But if Lana was women's champion, holy shit. I don't think it's going to happen. But that would be awesome. It would be awesome. And it would get somebody different into the picture because every other woman is for the Money in the Bank. And if we have this feud with Lana and Naomi, could be pretty interesting. By the way, another stupid comment that goes with that same thing I was talking about earlier with her speech. She's like, you know what? If you see Lana out there, tell her she needs to invest in one of those Russian hats because she plans on snatching her bald. It's just it's kind of stupid. Let me get here to some more comments as they load up. Yeah, there we go. Here's some more comments. Holy shit, a ton of comments. That's the thing. You guys can do that. Let's see. Arian said the thing is that Bray doesn't get booed because the Marks love their jobbers. Colognes versus New Day should have been a squash match. That's true. Let's see. Chauncey said Adam Cole needs to stay with Ring of Honor. I don't watch Ring of Honor, and I don't watch him. Arian says Sami Zayn's so fucking bad. TMB says Sami Zayn should go back to the Indies because of the IWC marks are the only ones who like him. I dig kind of his wrestling thing. I still have a thing for him and Nakamura at TakeOver Dallas because it was one of my first matches and shit, but his character has been terrible. Arian says, thank you, Corbin. Bullock responds, Chauncey says, by beat up Sami Zayn. Arian says, one thing I'm afraid of is the Marks crying after Lana wins because she can't wrestle. Fuck the Marks. Fuck the Marks. Chauncey says, Matt Hardy version 1 needs to come back to SmackDown. If this broken character doesn't come to WWE, absolutely. Absolutely. Arian, I didn't mean like my own match. Like, that was the first match, one of my first matches I saw live. Like, being in the crowd. If Matt Hardy version 1 could come back to SmackDown, it'd be fucking awesome. And that's only if they don't get the broken character. Because I love the broken character. Let's get to our main event here. Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura with Baron Corbin on commentary. I actually thought this was a pretty entertaining, 10-15 minute match. Like these guys were going back and forth. But again, they had no fucking, build to it by their own promos. So I wasn't really digging that thing. But I thought the match was good. Shinsuke Nakamura picked up the victory with his exploder suplex and the Kinshasa, which, god damn it, I wish a commentator would just yell, Kinshasa, like my man Corey Graves did back in the day. Like, Tom Phillips is there. He could just go in for him. Like, shit, I really love that call, but we don't get it. Shinsuke Nakamura picks up the victory in the main event against Kevin Owens. After the match, he stands tall, but then Corbin attacks him from behind, hits him with the End of Days, which was gorgeously sold. Like, that was a great End of Days. And Corbin's music hits, and he stands tall to end the show. Corbin being a big part of this Money in the Bank should be, is a good thing. We need to see more of him because he seems like he's in the background. And I like Baron Corbin, so seeing this attack on him, attack on Nakamura was pretty good in my opinion. I like seeing that, getting other people invested, because we know Nakamura is going to have a pretty good chance to win this match, but having Baron Corbin be big in this situation would be awesome as build up to this match. Chris Crypto says, hey fam, what did I miss? What's up, buddy? Pretty much, well, we'll go over a recap here in just a second. Bullock says, beat up John Cena. Corbin is a god. Yes, Corbin is a god, my man, because he beat up Sami Zayn. So overall tonight, I thought it was a pretty decent episode of SmackDown. I'm actually going to give it the same grade as Monday Night Raw last night, 6 out of 10. I enjoyed the show for various degrees. Maybe it's also helping that the fact that it's a 2-hour show compared to Raw. It's a 3-hour show. I've heard they're considering making Raw 2 hours again because of the low-ass ratings, which would be great. It would be so much easier to watch this shit, but we'll see how that happens. Let's go over some of my favorite. We'll go over the segments really quickly, and I'll say if I liked it or didn't like it. I like the opening promo with the women. Besides the Lana situation, not a big fan of her debut segment. The match I didn't really care about, but she did interfere in the last part, so I like that. The Shane Mojo stuff was pretty decent, I would say. AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler was okay. The Fashion Files was great. Mojo versus Jinder, the match was whatever. Didn't like that. Jinder didn't get a lot of offense, but his promo at the end was pretty good. The Randy Orton stuff was actually pretty good. Colognes New Day didn't give a shit about, but I did enjoy the Usos promo afterwards. Corbin beating up Sami Zayn was great, but the Sami Zayn, little thing backstage was terrible. Naomi asking for Lana at Money in the Bank, good stuff. Kevin Owens Nakamura was a good match, and the Corbin beatdown at the end was awesome. So I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Some pretty good stuff. Stuff you needed to watch in order to get invested into Money in the Bank, which is 12 days from now. We'll see if I'm on, maybe. But overall, I did enjoy this episode, and it's a lot easier watch than Raw. So let's get into some final comments before we get out of here. Chauncey says Jeff Hardy need to turn heel like he did in TNA on 10-10-10. That 10-10-10 shit was fucking weird, bro. I don't know. Maybe if he gets out of this tag team thing, which I think they're about to split up the Hardy Boys, that could be interesting. Arian says if this was real life, Corbin would make Nakamura and Owens look like CM Punk looked like in his first match. I wouldn't agree. I think Nakamura actually has some MMA experience. I'm just saying that. Crypto says, please make Raw 1 hour. I wish it was gone, personally. There's so many fucking episodes of this shit. But I think 2 hours is appropriate time. Crypto says 2 hours used to drag for me. The less wrestling, the better. I feel like that's the case, but I think if we get to 2 hours, we'll be a little bit more sane because that's the normal time. Like NXT only has 1 hour, but they also have a lot less talent on the roster. You got to use a lot of that talent, so 2 hours is fine. But yeah, that's gonna do it for my recap and review of SmackDown Live for June 6th, 2017. If you guys enjoyed this recap, go ahead and like the video. Of course, comment below your thoughts on SmackDown Live this week. And subscribe to the Bottom Line View. We got a lot more content on the way. NBA Finals Game 3 recap tomorrow. Hopefully, the boys Fiddy and Adam can be on that. I'm hoping. I personally can't, but we'll see if they can. NHL, of course, is later this week. I got my Sean Kemp video. I hope you guys enjoy that. That's going to be an awesome video. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. So thank you guys for watching this video. Peace out.